What's going on YouTube? This is Jim Afanis, aka Viper Magic, and today I wanted to bring you guys a quick overview of the PlayStation Flash sale that is currently going on. It ends on Monday, May 18th at 11 a.m. Pacific. So you could log into the PlayStation blog and go check it out from there. There's a link below. I'll put it in the description box. And here's a list of all the games that they have for sale. So I'm going to click on this link. It'll take you to, still on the PlayStation blog. Here's a list. It's really easy sorted by console. They have PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, and even some movies for sale. Or if you click on this again one more time, it'll actually port you over to the official Sony PlayStation Store, where you could actually purchase the games directly. And if you have your PlayStation 4 set up with the auto download feature, you could start downloading it from wherever you are. So pretty neat. And then at the top, they have the filters based on the controller type. I think I have everything loaded right now just by everything. So I wanted to give a couple recommendations for people. These are some really good deals. I highly recommend people go check them out. So first thing to note is that a lot of these actually come to us from the PlayStation Plus service in the past. So if you've had PlayStation Plus for a while, like I have, you'll notice some of these games pop up that show me as purchased, and I just got them for free. So if you're a longtime PlayStation Plus member, you may not find as much benefit in this as somebody who's new to the game, but there's still some that I think are worth talking about. So obviously, first and foremost, and I do believe this is sorted by default, I believe it's sorted by the most popular. Borderlands 2 is an amazing, amazing game. If you haven't had a chance to play it yet, it is still on PlayStation 3. I was hoping for a nicer PlayStation 4 port by this time. I know that the Handsome Jack collection came out, and it has some of the throwback to the old stuff with the DLC. This is just the original game, but because the graphics are so stylized, you're not going to really notice a big difference between it being on PlayStation 3 versus PlayStation 4. Obviously, it'll look better on 4 or even PC, but for $5, which is what this game would normally cost, is a complete steal. A lot of PC gamers probably have this as part of their Steam sale, but again, if you're not, if you're not in the PC gaming scene at all and you don't have Borderlands, this is a great entry point into the series. There's tons and tons of DLC, which does pop up from time to time as part of other flash sales, so keep an eye on that one. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is actually a really, really cool one too. It's a throwback to the original. It's been remade in HD. I know that recently Tony Hawk announced that they're working on Tony Hawk Pro Skater number 5, but if you want to go back to the original, highly recommend that. And on this page, another one that I highly recommend is BioShock, if you haven't had a chance to play BioShock, which is a really, really cool first-person shooter. Takes place in a weird underground environment, and underwater environment, rather. And I don't want to give too much away, but it's a really, really tight shooter, and it's a lot of fun. And it looks really good on the PlayStation 3, by the way. So some of the other games that I would recommend on the next page, Terraria is actually really fun. It's kind of like a side-scrolling Minecraft clone, and you have to build and work your way up. It's typical Minecraft. Start off with nothing, slowly work your way up to your first hand tool, start digging down, begin. It's got a pretty complex crafting system. I'm actually surprised this game took off as much as it did. When it first came out, it didn't. It seemed like just another Minecraft clone, but the more time I spent with it, I realized it's actually a pretty in-depth crafting system, and it does stand on its own merit pretty well. Also, the entire Mass Effect trilogy is now on sale for $4.80, which hurts me because I bought it for, I think, $40 when it first came out, the boxed edition. But to get all three, if you have the hard drive space and you still have not had a chance to dive into Mass Effect, this is a great time to do so. I believe they're going to be announcing a new Mass Effect next year at E3. Or this year at E3, rather. I believe they're going to start teasing something like that. What else do we got here? Just skimming through a few if I see anything that look good. Outlast was a great PlayStation Plus game. It came out late last year, I believe, and that's a really crazy first-person survival horror type game, which scared the absolute crap out of me. If you haven't had a chance, check that one out. Entwine, that was another one. I'm thinking I'm going to pick this one up, actually. This was debuted at E3 last year. And it was kind of part of their we love indies, and we were embracing the whole indie scene movement. So it was a really cool game that they debuted at E3, and then it was available for purchase that day. And it's always been about $15. It recently dropped to 10, and now as part of the sale, you can pick it up for 3. It's actually a really good deal. So if you haven't had a chance, check that one out as well. Wolf Among Us is one I think I'm gonna buy. This is the entire first series. So I don't know if Telltale has announced that they're working on a season 2 like they did for Walking Dead. It wouldn't surprise me if they didn't. The only thing I'm torn about this game as a PC gamer is that the usually Steam has a lot more sales a lot more frequently. I don't think I've ever seen Wolf Among Us as this cheap though. Usually it's around the $10 price point. However, if it does stay true to the whole Telltale concept where your decisions carry actions and they carry over to the next game, then there's a chance that unless I stay with this ecoverse and buy the next Wolf Among Us on PlayStation, I'm going to miss out. And due to the frequency of the Steam sales, it may make more sense to buy it on PC and just wait it out for the next sale there, because the Steam sales do occur twice a year. And although PlayStation does a lot of flash sales, I've never seen one with this much breadth and this much discounting going on. But a $25 game on sale for under $5 is a ridiculously good deal in any capacity. So they have all the Prince of Persia games, which came with kind of lackluster reviews. I haven't had a chance to play any of those, but if you're a big Prince of Persia guy, they have quite a few here to select from. And some of them have cross-play. I think I mentioned that, maybe I didn't, but some have cross-play, so you get some games on either like PSP, I don't know who still has that, or Vita. A lot of them are cross-play between the 4, the 3, and the Vita, like just across the whole board. On the next page, anything that stands out to me. Injustice was an amazing game. My wife and I played through that not too long ago. The story was amazing for a fighting game, and the combat's really, really, really tight. And that was a lot of fun. That was the Ultimate Edition, was on PlayStation Plus a couple months ago. That's when we picked it up. But again, if you're new to the PlayStation Ecoverse and you're looking for a good fighting game and you haven't played Mortal Kombat or don't want to spend that kind of money just yet, I think you'd have a great time with Injustice. DuckTales Remastered, that's definitely nostalgia to me. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun playing that game. I have that on the Wii U, so I don't need to buy it here, but that was actually a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that one. Need for Speed: The Run and Hot Pursuit both had horrendous quote-unquote story modes, but the gameplay was really tight. And Burnout, if you're looking for the old drive into a intersection and create as much havoc as possible. Burnout Paradise is on sale as well. Hoping they make a new Burnout game soon. It's been a while since we've seen one of those. Then you get into some of the more obscure indie games like Yorby and Crinkle Crusher and Zombie Driver, and some of these are just, I've never heard of these games. I did look at some of the reviews on these, and they both actually scored very, very well. This is the Crinkle Crusher is a tower defense game where you use a hand. Basically, you're controlling a single lane, and you have this hand that you click on different enemies to blow them up, and you put different traps down, like fire pits, and like a giant hammer that'll crush them. So it looks kind of interesting, but it's not a traditional tower defense game. When I've heard tower defense, I was like, oh, my ears perked up. But and then Yorby, I'm not really sure what Yorby's about, but it's been getting good reviews. But as you get deeper into the list, you'll see, and I think we're on the last page now. Some of these are the deep internet, some of these games you've never heard of, and that's okay too. Scapegoat is actually looks like a really fun game. I've played the demo on Steam. They had a free open weekend. It reminds me of Spelunky, sort of. I don't know if it's procedurally generated or not, but it's that kind of like gotcha mechanics where you have to be very, very careful about hitting levers and switches and stuff, and obviously it's called Escape Goat because you play with a goat. If you're a movie kind of guy, which I don't download a lot of movies, but if you're a movie kind of guy, assuming the site loads, here we go. They have some movies on sale that you can buy this weekend too as part of the flash sale. So if you're into that and you want to download these, there's a lot of these I haven't even heard of, to be honest with you. Again, these might just be like Wolf Cop. That might just be digging up crap that nobody's buying, but I know I've heard of Ninja Turtles, obviously, and I have heard of Underworld, which was a great movie. So it seems like a lot of these movies come directly from Sony, which would obviously make sense because it is the Sony flash sale. Anyways, if you haven't had a chance to go check out the site, I highly recommend that you do. There's some great games that are on sale right now, and I think you'll find that if you dig around a little bit, there may be a few that you're interested in as opposed to some of these other ones which you may want to skip. So that's the joy of these flash sales. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what games you picked up. As always, please do me a favor, comment, rate, subscribe, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.